All right, good morning everyone and welcome back to the KSR YouTube channel. It's been a little bit since I did a video and probably owe you guys a little bit of an explanation for that. And short story is I got sick after PRI. And whatever it was that I got sick would not let me go. And almost all the way through New Year's, big time congestion. I think that doesn't make for good videos when you're all clogged up and sick sounding on a video. Who wants to watch somebody sick doing a video? I wouldn't watch it. So yeah, got sick and then wasn't able to work near as much, or at least get as much done while I was at work. So got way behind, and at the beginning of January started feeling better finally. So literally like 2.5, 3 weeks of being sick. One of my ears was clogged up, sounded funny, coughing, sneezing, congestion. Anyways, we're back feeling good, back mostly caught up in the shop, and we're getting SoccerMom ready for sick week. Yeah, and why isn't SoccerMom already ready for sick week, you might wonder? Well, we've got a little story to tell. And you may can see that something's missing. So let's tell you what's up and what happened. Well, why is SoccerMom missing her Texas Speed 388 cubic inch engine? Well, short story is I blew it up. Will's laughing. Yeah. So, you know, as being that Texas Speed worked with us on that engine, gave us a really good deal on it. When I heard it, I felt really bad about it. Didn't want to tell everybody about it, but at the same time, race engines break. And especially what we think happened, our kind of general consensus of the evaluation of the data and stuff, kind of think that one of the times I over revved it. There was a time that wasn't on camera where she saw like 93 plus. Yeah. Just damaged a piston. And then a few passes later, we were running the 352 shootout. And on the test day, we blew it up. And this is what's left of the block. And you can kind of see that that isn't supposed to be there. So basically it looks like, or what it looked like happened is it fractured the piston, pulled the wrist pin and the rod. The rod and piston were no longer attached to each other. So the rod went to flinging around in there and did that. And then pieces went everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, I mean everywhere. When we were taking the thing out after the race, I cracked the throttle body to loosen the throttle cable so we could take throttle cable loose and take the engine out. And when I cracked the throttle body, something fell down into the charge pipe. And it was a piece of the block that had made it up through the intake and was resting on the throttle body and fell down into the charge pipe when I opened the throttle blade. Pretty much junked everything. The rocker arms and the valve covers are still good. Front and rear covers. Yeah, the rocker arms, yeah. Actually, no, I sent the rocker arms back to Texas Speed because there's possibly another video coming. I'm not going to jinx it, but Texas Speed is helping us out with building us something, fixing my boo-boo. But we are putting together our old stock block 5.3. So we got a new set of heads for it, because if you guys remember, we kept having leaking issues after we put the top fuel hoops in the thing. So we'll actually reblocked it back to our Gen 3 block that did not have the hoop rings cut in the block. And then for our cylinder heads, we got a brand new set of Trig Flow ASCAS 220s, and they don't have the top fuel hoops in them. So we just kind of scrapped that whole program because I think, yes, it's a better way to do it, but we need to find somebody to do it really, really nice. And so now we've got this almost bolted back together. And then we're going to be dropping her in today. And this is Saturday. We should be leaving for sick week basically a week from today. Thankfully, it's in Florida, so we can get this thing in, drive it a little bit. I mean, this short block is already broken in. Like, it's literally our old rotating assembly that was in this block. And then we reblocked it to the LC9, which is the best of the LS factory aluminum blocks. I think this is a L33 block, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Sure. So, anyways, we're putting this in. We're gonna go racing. And there's a chance that we might be doing another engine swap next week. We'll see. But for now, let's get this thing put in there. We've got some other stuff to show you with some new fuel system stuff, as well as we got to put some new belts in the car because those are out of date. And yeah, but we're going to try to get SoccerMom back up and running in this video. So let's get to work. right, well, here's our little stock block bullet all assembled. Rocker arm or lifter preload set. And takes a little finesse with the short travel lifters and a hydraulic roller camshaft, hydraulic roller lifters in an LS, which those of you that have done an LS may know. So we were trying to get 30 thousandths of preload plus or minus 5 thousandths. And it takes a couple different length push rods sometimes, at least to find out which push rod you need to make that all happen. But we ended up with, what was it, 36 thousandths I think it was?
Yeah.
36, 37 thousandths of preload.
Ballparkish.
Got the rocker arms all on, and we're getting ready to drop her in the old SoccerMom. So hopefully, we primed it. Oh, the dogs are out. You might have seen on the time lapse, we've got her primed up with some oil. And I don't know if I talked about it before, so I'm gonna mention it again in the video. But if you guys remember back a little ways, we threw the alternator belt somewhere. Where did we throw? Oh, at Indy. So that's what cut the fuel line, almost ended our weekend in the first round after I beat Cooper. And then I fixed it, and then the battery came off, or the belt came off again. We found out the true reason for that, and we got pretty lucky that the piece didn't come off, and it's at the shop, so I can't show you because I repurposed it for another project. But basically what was happening is the bolts that bolted our mandrel to the balancer, back where the head of this bolt shouldered against the back, was literally like 50 thousandths of an inch thick. And it finally broke, and around there's 3 bolts that hold it to the balancer. One of them was broken all the way around, and then the other 2 were broken between 1/2 and 3/4. So had my buddy Peyton at Performance Driven Design, which I think maybe you can see his logo right there. He whittled us up a custom one-piece unit that is obviously a lot more thick where it bolts. And then it's got our alternator pulley built into it, and then it still has a mandrel down here to use the mandrel, you know, the pulleys that we had on our mandrel drive system from before. He's got my logo in it down here. He's got his logo in it right there. It's blingy, 7075 aluminum, all pretty. And we had that on at the 352 shootout, and no more wobble. It was true. Everything was great. Didn't throw the alternator belt, so. Because we knew something had broken, because the thing worked perfect all of sick week, all the street driving, all the passes, never threw the belt, and then it started throwing belts. So, I think we got her all fixed now, but I'm gonna stop yapping and get back to work. See you guys back in a few. Alrighty, well, she is all back assembled except for spark plugs. So we're gonna spin it over and make sure it makes oil pressure. Even though we pressurized it by hand, we want to see it make pressure on the starter. So let's link up to here. Everybody clear? We good? Let's see. Oil pressure. Fire not in the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whee! There we go. 70. All right, well, we made oil pressure. All right, well, we got some spark plugs in it. Let's see if she cranks. Let's see, actually I'm gonna set the data log up so I get the start. Yep. Actually, if I just swap the throttle to 80%, that should start a log, I think. You have to reprogram that while position? No, it's still 0. Whoops. I don't know. When you change the QES, you got to reset the TPS? No. Completely separate function. 62 degrees on the EGTs. Let's see what happens. Yay! Woo! She got 85 pounds of oil pressure at idle. You see any leak underneath? Little bitty motor. Good? You're gonna be smoky. See if it's all 8. Yep, they're all, yeah, we got all 8. Well, I don't have number 1 up. Yeah. Give me just a second to make sure that's going. Put EGT order. Yep. Yeah, they're all running. Woo! We got them here. You too. Alright. Well, that's going to wrap up this video. Going to do another one at the shop with some more stuff we've got to do before 6 weeks, so stay tuned.